If you have never taken a cruise before, deciding where to take that first cruise can sometimes be a bit of a daunting task. But today, I have 6 questions to ask yourself that will help you plan your first cruise vacation. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. Alright, so 6 questions to ask yourself before booking your first cruise. So these questions are in no particular order because how you answer each one can affect the others, depending on what is most important to you and what you are looking to get out of your cruise. But I'm going to do them in the order that makes the most amount of sense for me, but of course you ask them in any order that makes sense for you. So question number 1 is, where is it that you want to go? Are you looking for an Alaskan cruise? Are you looking for a Caribbean cruise? Are you looking for a cruise up the East Coast, Europe, or possibly even Australia? There are currently over 300 different cruise destinations around the world, so narrowing down where you want to go, for me, is step number 1. Question number 2 is, which cruise line or which cruise ship is it that you want to travel on? While all cruise lines offer the basic cruising experience, they are also each very different in their own way. So do you have a specific cruise line that you are interested in, or is there a brand new cruise ship that you are interested in cruising on? Just here in the United States, you have your major cruise companies. You have Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Princess, Celebrity, Norwegian Cruise Lines, MSC Cruise Lines, and Holland America, all just here from the United States. So deciding which cruise line or cruise ship you want to go on is number 2 for me. The third question I like to ask myself is, what time of year do I want to cruise? Now, time of year can make a difference in where you want to go. For an example, if you want to travel to Alaska, an Alaskan cruise, then you can only travel there between, say, the months of May and September. And if your vacation time is February, then Alaska cruise would not be something you would be able to do. So time of year can make a difference. Do you want to go in the summertime? In the summertime, the cruise lines are usually busier because the kids are out of school. More families are taking vacation. Versus, say, January, February, September, October, when the kids are back in school. So time of year can make a difference based on the type of cruise experience you want, or possibly locations that you want. Number 4 is going to be the length of the cruise. So you can get cruises anywhere from 2 and 3 day cruises all the way up to 6-month world cruises, and a little bit of everything in between. Average cruise length is about 7 to 14 days, depending on the cruise line and itinerary that you are going on. Now, if you are a first-time cruiser, yes, a short cruise can give you a quick idea of what cruising is like, but you probably won't get the full cruise experience that you would get if you say you took a 7-day cruise. Also, shorter cruises, particularly ones that are 2 and 3 day cruises, tend to have a younger crowd on board and be a little more booze cruisy, simply because they are less expensive than a week-long cruise would be. So you could have a completely different cruise experience in a 2 or 3 day cruise versus a 7-day or longer cruise. So that is something to keep in mind when you are thinking about the length of cruise that you want to take. Number 5 is going to be, what port do you want to depart from? Now, this can be important depending on how far you want to travel from your home to the cruise port. So for an example, for me, the port of Galveston is the closest port. So I do book quite a few cruises out of Galveston simply because I can drive there in a couple of hours, take my cruise, and drive straight home. So if how quickly you want to get to the cruise port can determine your departure port, well, that can also affect what cruise ships sail from that port, what itineraries sail from that port. And for an example, if you want to go on a brand new cruise ship, well, there's a good chance that could be sailing out of Florida, because that is where a lot of new cruise ships sail from. And if you live, let's say, in Oregon, well, if you want to get on that particular new cruise ship, just know you're going to have to travel all the way to Florida to do that. versus say sailing out of Seattle or California on the West Coast, which would be closer to you, and you could get to a lot quicker and probably less expensive. So departure port can make a difference in your cruise planning as well. And finally, number 6 is going to be your budget. There are a lot of additional costs and hidden costs that can be involved in cruising. Just because you see that price when you are looking for a cruise to book, let's not get stuck that is going to be all that you're going to pay, or potentially all that you are going to pay. There are additional costs that you have to budget for. You're going to have to travel to the cruise port. You're going to probably want to do things when you are on port and do shore excursions and all kinds of things that are not included in that price. So make sure you budget for additional expenses when selecting your cruise. All right, so those are 6 basic questions that you should answer when booking or planning to book your first cruise to help you along the planning process. Of course, now if you ever have any issues, questions, or anything like that while you're booking or planning your first cruise, I would recommend get with an experienced cruising travel agent. They can definitely help you out with the process, help answer some questions, and guide you in the right direction. All right, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, do me a favor, smash that like button. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.